Perfect. You're listening to Gay Side Stories.
Hey y'all.
Hey y'all.
This episode of Gay Side Stories will be a complete and utter mess since we're drinking the Maxine Waters
impeachment. Hey, listen, Maxine Waters is everything. Get you a piece of her. This is another episode of Gay Side Stories. I am your host, Trelificent.
And I am Chelshire.
As always, you can find more information about Gay Side Stories at gaysidestories.com. You can find us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play Music. Make sure that you subscribe and share. Tell your friends, your family, co-workers, lovers, boyfriends, side pieces, your weed man, really just whoever, you know what I mean? Help us get the word out there. Word of mouth helps us grow. Shout out to friend of the show, Ace Dizzy Flow, for providing us with a new piece of intro music. That beat knocks. Hit him up for your beat making needs at _Ace Dizzy Flow on Twitter. Also, shout out to Cash S for giving us our first 5-star review on iTunes. Oh, I feel so good.
Right.
He made me feel so good.
Right.
I was like, I don't even think
I was
about
gonna
or talk to
bomb a
myself
short set.
like this. I was just like, yes. Anyway, shout out to you. Thank you for being a fan. And happy Black History Month. Yes. Not African American History Month. I don't know where the fuck that came. Fuck y'all. Fuckity fuck them people. Anyway, that's not what our show is about, so I'm not going to get into it. Black History Month, I also like to call it You're Welcome World, even though you gave us the shortest amount of celebratory days. Whatever, I guess. And last is also a congratulations to our fave, who announced that she's having twins! I love it.
I'm so excited.
I love it.
And I just can't hide it. I know. I want you.
Wait.
I think that's how I go.
That stopped working at the end.
Oh.
Anyway, so congratulations to Beyonce and Jay-Z and Blue
Beyonce
Ivy.
and Sean, Blue, and Tina, and Solange, and all of y'all. Everybody.
Even
and
Matthew.
me.
I mean, and us.
You know,
really, who wins in all of this?
We do.
Hello. We got 2 more Beyoncés on the way. There was a lot of speculation about, she's creating her own group. Look, let them babies gestate. Thanks and gig 'em. So, let's move on. So, this segment I like to call The School in Life, in honor of Beyonce. Hey, Beyonce. Also in honor of my friend, Nikki. That's one of her favorite songs to perform, and I love her and it and those performances. As always, or, whatever. School in Life is something that helped you navigate through the week.
So
what's yours?
What was your school in life this week?
Okay, I don't really have a school in life this week. However, I do have to highlight that I received some fire ass nudes this week, and it just I'm still thinking about them news. Them news, what? Everything. God damn. You ever get some news and you just be like, listen, I would risk it all.
Who is this person across from me?
What you mean?
Wouldn't we having this Judgment Day whole
What are you talking about?
episode where he was talking about you were trying to get all the dudes?
You were. That was factual. What do you mean? What are you saying right now? What are you doing, friend?
Wait.
What are you doing, friend?
So these fire nudes you got. Explain.
We don't do that. However,
I would.
They helped me get through the week because they were that fuego. So shout out to the sender of those nudes. And what was your schooling life for the week?
Well,
friend?
my boring life consists of me working all week, getting 5 hours of overtime every day because I don't have a life. But the way that I got through it was with an iPhone game called High Words. High Words is like a word. It's like they give you words that like mixed up, and you got to like find whatever subject it is, and you just connect the words until you're like done. It's a nice little fun game just to waste time, and that's what I've been doing all week.
All right, so Apple, iTunes, and the creator of that game, that's free promo. Hit us up. So let's move on. Let's get into the good shit. So this week on Gay Side Stories, we are talking about straight men. Specifically, crushing or dealing with straight men. I feel like this is probably something that every gay man goes through, and probably a lot of lesbian women, like people that like the same sex. I feel like we've all had someone in our life at one point, or multiple someones, who did not share the same sexuality, but we crushed on them anyway. And with that, I think that your story ends on a better note. So maybe I should go first this week.
Because you're just a deadbeat motherfucking downer.
This is my life. This is real fucking life. This is real fucking life.
So let's go for it.
My life is shitty. No, it's not. But I've had some shitty things happen to me.
Right.
So, okay, I will get into my story. So this story I like to call There's Something About Jax. And I think you remember when I was in college, I used to talk about this dude, Jax.
Right. I remember Jax.
The way her face just
like,
changed.
why do you just act like I wasn't going to remember Jax of all people?
Listen. Anyway, okay. So, obviously, Jax is not his real name. Do not ask me any questions about this individual. Thanks. I appreciate it. Jax is someone that I actually grew up with. Like, he was someone that lived like a couple houses over from me across the street. And he was that friend that I would be in the front yard playing Power Rangers with. We were every kind of nigga ninja that you could think of.
Nigga ninja.
And he was... I remember specifically, he was like obsessed with like the idea of kissing. And so everything had to end with like him like kissing, but he would like kiss like his hand or like pretend like he was, and I was just like, I don't think they kiss on Power Rangers after they beat up the putties. Like, what is even happening right now? Like, he was just obsessed with like, and I'm like, gross. What the fuck is wrong?
Kissing the tree like the girl in Superstar.
Gross. That bark. We played we played video games together, and we were both really competitive. Like, he was that person, and I was that person. Like, if I lost in Street Fighter, I wasn't talking to you for a few days, and vice versa. We got into an argument about how you say some of the people's names. Like, I mean, this is somebody that I was real close to. In 8th grade, I moved away, and it's really kind of fucked up because I literally probably moved like around the corner, quote unquote. I didn't move far. But you know how Houston is. You can move a street over and be in a whole different city.
Right.
Trash.
Different school zones, different
everything. And I was in a different school zone. I was in a different city. But I was still close. But we did not keep in touch. I was not very good at that kind of stuff. And my parents didn't really encourage that kind of stuff. Would be like, look, you need to hang on to your friends. That was something that I had to learn on my own a lot longer. Or way after. Hey, Maxine Waters, impeachment.
Limestone.
Damn, that's good.
It really is.
It's refreshing.
Yes.
Nigga. Yeah.
The things I
do, y'all. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Back to my show. Back to my show. What's wrong with me? Back to my story. So years go by. I'm in college. In the house that I used to live in, where Jackson and I grew up, my cousin was living in. And my grandmother lived in it first, but she passed away. And then my parents renovated it, and they sold it to my cousin. So he was living there. So I think I went to go visit my cousin. And I saw Jax's dad outside. So I was like, well, let me go, I haven't seen him in a long time. Hey, what's up? So I stood outside talking to Jax's dad for like 30 minutes. I didn't even think that he was there. because he was just talking to me, just chatting me up the whole time, and then he was like, "Oh, you want to see Jax? I think he's in there." And I was like, "Oh, okay." It's kind of weird that you didn't mention that earlier, but okay, sure. So, listen. You listening? Listen. Jax walked into the garage, and I don't know if you've ever had a moment where you saw a nigga that was so fucking fine, like you weren't even sure you were breathing. Like, he was fine. Like, you know how you be like, man, this person did a good job growing up. Like, damn, puberty treated. Listen, he was muscular, had his ears pierced, just everything. He was just like, if you put his picture on Instagram, it would get thousands of likes within minutes. Like, he was that fine. And I was like, holy shit. But I kept it in and I tucked it in, like a real good tuck. Because, you can't just be splaying all that shit out there. Right. Note to our friends that are new to the quote-unquote lifestyle, don't just be hanging all out there having your tongue out after every fine man that you see. That shit is not cool. That shit is not cute. Keep it together. So Jax and I, we started talking and catching up. He told me where he was going to college was way in white people North Texas, and I was like, And I told him where I was going, which is also white people, but it wasn't North Texas. He ended up, after this conversation, transferring to the same college that I went to. So I was like, okay, cool. Have a friend that I grew up with. We cool. All that kind of stuff. We spent tons of time together. Like, we spent so much time together playing video games. I remember that there was one of the Grand Theft Autos came out. I think it maybe have been 3. One of those games came out, and we used to play, we used to just play video games. It was mostly because most of the games were one player, so it would mostly be me watching him play, and then when he couldn't get past the part, then I would have to do it for him, which is crazy because it was games I had never played before. But anyway, we spent a lot of time together, like I said, because he was so fine. Like, I was so smitten. And he was like a nigga, you know what I mean? Like, go into his room, and it smelled like,
corn chips and ass and cum.
Well, no, it did smell like cum. But, it smelled like old, like old day, old day trash bin,
Okay, I got
dumpster juice sometimes. I mean, because he was also on the football team. He walked onto the football team. So another advantage for me was he used to get us tickets to the games, but they were on the side where like the alumni sat. So the school that I went to, and I think a lot of schools are like that. On the student side, they don't sit down the whole game. Let me tell you, the way my feet are set up, the way my blackness is set up, fuck no. So when he was like, hey, I can put y'all on the list and y'all can sit on the side where all the white people, the old white people and alumni, and they sit down, I was like, I am fond of a squat. Sign me up. So yeah, we spent a lot of time together. And I remember I used to text Chelshire and I think maybe some of my other friends and be like, it's just so weird. Like the conversations that we would have, some of the stuff that he would ask me, I'm like, this is not
normal conversation. I remember that.
Yeah. I don't have any straight people in my life that ask me these kinds of questions.
Right.
And it was one of those things where it was like when we were sitting next to each other playing games, somehow his knee always ended up touching my knee. And because I was so young and dumb, I was like, oh, this got to mean something. Pull out the motherfucking dictionary, pull out all of the word solving puzzles, pull out all of your research. Chelshire, we need to figure out what does this mean. His motherfucking knee touched my knee. And we used to analyze that shit like Hidden Figures in this motherfucker. Look. In hindsight, doing way too fucking much. Right. Because it didn't really
nothing.
Like now if you touch my knee, I'm gonna be like, I mean, are you clean?
Right. Or even, can you back up? I need my space.
Right. Or can you not touch my knee?
We have so
whether
much
you are fine or not.
Just
please don't touch me. Just don't even be around me. Anyway. We used to, like I said, we used to do stuff together. We used to eat. We used to go out to eat together. Right. I'll never forget. We went out to eat 2 times. We went out to eat one place. I want to say it was like Denny's or IHOP. And we were sitting there and it was this group of girls and they sent us a note via waiter First of all, I didn't even know people did that in real life. But they sent us a note, and the note said something about, you're so fine, I'll pay for your water.
Bitch, the water is free. Oh, you need to pay for my motherfucking drink, bitch.
And so we was both sitting there laughing because we looked at the table, and it was... The table looked like Hocus Pocus, no shade. So, we would go back and forth. I'm like, nah, they talking to you. He was like, nah, they talking to you. I'm like, nah, nigga, they talking to you. Nah, nigga, they talking to you. I was like, So we ended up just leaving. And then another time I remember, I'll never forget this because I still have questions. He had me take him to Long John Silver, which, exactly, like... And so he got this meal, and all of the flanks looked the same.
Of course.
And I was like...
It's just all the same. It's in the same
I said,
goddamn grease.
exactly.
Like,
no. Not even just the same grease. It's the same... It got to be the same
meat.
Product,
it's
quote
the
unquote.
Same meat.
Because I asked him, I said, well, is it fish or is it chicken? And he was like...
Long John Silver's now.
I know.
I'm damn full.
Trash. But I was like, well, is it fish or is it chicken? And he was like...
It's fish.
Oh, no. It's good. And I was like, nigga, are you serious? You don't even know if it's fish or chicken? I was like, well, what did you order? Anyway, so that was the kind of stuff that we would do. We would eat, video games. We didn't really talk a lot about, like, personal stuff. Like, I know his mom had passed away in a time that we weren't in communication. We didn't really talk about, you date. I mean, I think we may have asked each other once, are you dating anybody? I mean, but the conversations were always so weird. Like, once he asked me how much I weighed, and I was like, what? What? Nigga, what? Anyway, so, I mean, there were some times where there was, like, that locker room talk. Like, I remember we saw this girl, and she gave him like some real stank attitude, hair flips and all that kind of shit. And he laughed it off because he was like, I mean, you mad at me or whatever, but, I still fucked and you still sucked my dick and I came in your face. And I was like, congratulations? Like, when you think back to like that kind of stuff that straight men say, you'd be like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
What the hell was that?
Like,
what the fuck is this?
What the hell is going on? We already did that.
But that always works in every situation.
It does.
It really does.
That song brings people together. It brings black people together.
Like, yeah.
For our, non-black listeners, I don't know if Contagious by the Isley Brothers brings y'all together, but it brings black people together. Anyway, we're on a tangent. So I actually had my first, and at this point only, and I keep saying I need to go and have a better experience, but I had my first strip club experience with Jax and a friend of his. So let me... Not this one.
Oh, sorry.
So... we were out of school. He picks me up, and we go to somewhere. I want to say it was in 3rd Ward. I'm trying to remember where it was.
Where else would it be?
And it was a hole in a hole in a hole in the wall.
Ooh, 3 holes. Okay.
Exactly.
Sounds like a fun time.
Oh, but it wasn't. So we walk up, and there's this black girl, taking the money and everything, and we go in. First of all, the club was empty.
Right.
And I was like, I'm looking around. I'm like, well, where is everybody? So I look up on the stage, and there's this white girl performing, built like Taylor Swift, very iron and board, just
Board and iron. Okay.
no rhythm. Mm-hmm. And so she didn't really have any moves. So then she would get down on all fours and turn with her ass towards the audience.
Why do I remember this now? Go for it.
And some dude would come up behind her, and they would just like hunch, like she would just throw it back, and I was just like, what the hell kind of stripping is this? Like, and I was like, and I'm telling Jackson, his friend, I'm like, this has got to be painful because I can see the sharpness in her tailbone from here. Like, that shit could cut through, like sourdough bread. It was very sharp. Anyway, but he was getting his life. somehow I ended up getting a lap dance from the girl that was taking money, and she was not springtime fresh. She was summertime musty. And I was just sitting there like, someone save me, someone save me, someone save me. Because at this point, you know, I was very secure and, you know, I like dick and ass. But, you know, I played along because, you know, this is my straight friend and, you know, I'm attracted to him. I feel like these are the things that I'm supposed to be doing. So I get this lap dance and they like, how was it? And I was like, it stank. Yeah, yeah, you know, it was very assaulting on my nostrils. But, you know, fat ass, yay, straight man bonding time. There was another stripper that came in.
The things we do.
The things we do to try to assimilate. This other stripper came in, bad bitch from head to toe. She comes in a trench coat. She came right in from the doors, took her trench coat off, got on the stage, got up there and gave you everybody's choreography. And this man goes up to the stage and was like, you know, I'll give you $50 if you can like touch the ceiling. And so this, you know, being obviously someone who missed out on her chance to be part of the Olympic gymnastic team, not only does she touch the ceiling, she goes and she, you know, does her little thing to the front of the stage. She does a backflip.
Yes, flips. I love a good backflip and stripper.
Backflips, somehow lines up with the pole and goes up the pole.
Come on. Climb.
Does a split on the ceiling and like hits the ceiling like, yeah, nigga, what? And the man was like, man, damn! And threw the money, and I was like, oh my God. She came down off the ceiling, she collected her money, and then she put a coat on and left.
Bitch, I got my 50.
She was like, I got my rent money, thanks. Other things at this strip club experience. There was a pregnant stripper.
Come on, pregnant strippers.
And she was sitting at a table. And I didn't know she was pregnant at first because there was this round table across from us. And you couldn't even see the surface of the table because there were so many beer bottles on it and drinks and like glasses and stuff. And there was this guy and he had this woman in his arms and they were just, you know, canoodling. And I was just like, I didn't even know she was a stripper because I was like, I mean, if you touching on her and all that kind of stuff, like y'all must be here together. And I'm trying to figure out why you wasted money coming to the strip club when y'all clearly are into it. Only to find out when I realized that a lot of the other strippers would stop by and talk to her. I was like, oh shit, she works here. And then I realized there was something odd. And I was like, she's not a big girl. What's going on? And I was like, that is belly. That is a pregnant belly. And then I realized this man is fingering this woman at this table.
Come on.
I don't remember if she was drinking, but he was drinking. And I was just like, this is so wrong. And I'm like, and you know his fingers are not clean. And I was just like, and you're going to let him dig into your inner folds with crusty and dusty fingers and Budweiser light all on them and Michelob and Dos Equis all up in your Cuda Cat, like, ugh. Anyway. So yeah, that was and then the white woman got back on stage and did, when I tell you she did the exact same routine verbatim and got down on all fours and threw them sharp ass hip bones back. But you know, she got her $2, so kudos, girl. Anyway, so yeah, like I said, I had my first stripper experience with Jax. You know, I had some personal things happen to me and with me at college, so I kind of, you know, had to drop out. And so we didn't lose contact, but, you know, obviously we weren't hanging out as much. In the end of this story, and that's why I said this is not as great, we ended up not being friends anymore because I came out to him and he wasn't receptive. And I'm going to save the details of that conversation for our coming out episode. So, but yeah, that was my foray in, you know, lusting after a straight man. You may ask, Trilificent, what did you learn after you were lusted after this straight man? First of all, I mean, he was trash, but he was fine. Jesus, he was fine. Anyway, that's not what I learned. Sorry. Things that I learned. Sorry, y'all. Got a little. It has been said many times, and I'm going to say it again. It does not matter how you feel about another person's sexuality. It does not matter what you think they are. You go off of what they tell you and what they present. If they don't flat out tell you, yes, I like mangina,
I like the pussy.
Then don't assume that they like it for any reason. Because I spent months being like, I mean, he got, what do I need to do to get this popping? Because I know he feeling me and da-da-da. Listen, I could not have been thirsty if I was stuck in the Sahara for 7 years. It was bad, Something else that I learned is, and this is a PSA at the same time, not that I was trying to do this, but I think it is worth saying. Do not be out here trying to seduce no straight men. Let them leave the straight men alone. If they want you, they will let it be known. Straight men do not have any problems letting anybody know that they want them, and it don't matter how taboo. It don't matter if they are married. It don't matter if they got 17 kids. If they want you, they will find a way to let your ass know. You don't need to be chasing after them, trying to seduce them, trying to break up no homes, trying to be no heifer-ass home wrecker, none of that shit. Leave straight people alone. It's enough gays out here that you can get your genitals wet. You do not need to be chasing after no straight men, right? Amen?
Man, hey.
And the last thing is, don't waste a lot of time daydreaming about somebody that is not available to you, because then you miss out on other things. I feel like I could have had some different experiences in college if I had not spent so much time in lust. Now, I don't regret hanging out because at the time that was my friend, but all of the time that I spent with Chelshire and some of my other friends, click-clacking on the keyboard, AOL and Yahoo Messenger, like, I just know that this nigga want to sniff my drawers. Like, I just know, like, I wasted so much time. And I was in college. Like, I could have actually had somebody out there, putting his nose deep in it instead of wishing that this nigga would. So, those are my takeaways from that experience. That was my story. So, Chelshire, please regale us with your gay side story of the week.
Okay.
Flat out.
So, mine's a little different. I'm going to go back a little further. I'm going to go back to high school because I learned that lesson early.
Amen.
When I was in high school,
Me
I was a awkward teenager. I was a band geek, but I was a fun band geek.
A sexually active band geek?
No, fun. I didn't say sexually active. We already talked about my first experience.
I didn't. They don't have to. They're not mutual. Those are different.
I didn't do anything until.
Okay, fine. Whatever. You a Mother Teresa with your butts.
I was when I was in. I didn't know what to do with it. I wasn't doing anything then. Well, okay. So when I was a band, I hung around a lot of people. Had a lot of fun with a lot of folks. Well, there was one person in particular that I thought was just fine. Like, he was so fine. He was tall, skinny. He was a light-skinned dude, which, whatever. And he was real cool. So me and him started to hang. And then I was like, oh my God, he smells so good. Like, he smelled so good, y'all. Like, the cologne that he used to wear was like heaven or something. Anyway, though, me and him, we got real cool to the point that we were hanging out. He was coming by my house pretty much every day. And I was like, oh my God, this man is so fine. My parents were like, well, you want him to spend the night? He can spend the night tonight. And I was like, nah, he can't stay tonight, y'all. He got to go home. Because one thing back then, you're not supposed to stay at my house. I don't like to have nobody in my bed anyway. So, where was I? Okay, so he started to date a girl that went to a different school. And from first meeting her, because I had this big crush on him, I hated this girl. I gave that girl the hardest time in America. Like, she would come around, my attitude would start. I would cut her up 24/7 as soon as she came around because she was
You went full bitch mode
that I hated.
Full bitch mode.
And we would spend a lot of time at their school, and she'll come to our school, and I was the one like, fuck this hoe, she ain't shit. This a bitch, fuck you, bitch. You
fuck
can't
this
do
hoe,
nothing.
she ain't shit. Like, she a bitch.
She hated me, and I hated her because that was mine, bitch. Get away from him.
Oh my.
Right. So they got together. They stayed together for a little while. They broke up. She ended up throwing a brick at us. It was a whole bunch of mess with this girl. So after they broke up, me and him were still hanging every day, and it was like my feelings were still there. And I was like, well, do we have the same feelings? I never acted on it, but I was just like, oh my goodness, I just want
feel the same way
I just want him to be that one. So time passes, like this is like through the entire duration of high school. I want to say from 9th grade to 12th grade. Damn. I want to say like maybe 11th grade, we took a trip to Dallas as a band for a week. And there was a girl that he really liked. Like, he liked her a lot.
Sad face.
So he was like, well, I want you to talk to her for me and tell me, like, does she like me? So I go and be the friend.
The wingman.
Talk to this girl.
Yeah, you were the wingman.
I talked to the girl, and me and the girl clicked instantly. Like, I couldn't believe
I wish y'all could see his face right now.
How cool me and the girl were. So I was like, well, this will be a good thing. They can talk to each other, whatever. So I hook him up. Him and her get together. Me and her become best friends. She's my little sister. Our birthdays are 4 days apart. We're just like real cool. Like real cool. She was also with us that day. That brick I said that got thrown at us. She was there. So they talk forever. 11th grade, 12th grade, they talk. I'm still there with them every day. In my feelings, but really not in my feelings. Because at one point I was like, okay, this isn't for me. I was like, okay, this isn't mine. This is hers. And I can still be cool with y'all or whatever. So then they break up. They break up, and I'm in the middle of all this bullshit. Call her, ask her this, because he was in love with her, like, for real. Call her and ask her if she wants to talk to me, da da da. Tell that motherfucker I want to talk to him. It was like that type of stuff every day. To the point that we were doing mean girl 3-way calls. No, where I would call one, and then she's smart, so she knew when it would happen, so she would like cuss him out. And so she was like, I know he on the phone. Fuck you, bitch. Like, and I forgot, they must have broke up they broke up because he used to race cars. It wasn't like they broke up because she didn't know her nothing. They broke up because he used to race cars. And
in high school?
Yeah. Yeah.
Houston, Texas.
So they break up, we graduate. She moves on with her life because she's still in high school. He tries to move on with his life. He moves on with another girl.
Of course.
They have a baby.
Oh, my.
And the shit hit the fan.
Uh-oh.
New baby mama and me are not cool. And it's not because I have a way or anything with her. I just don't know her like that. She don't know me like that. We had one class together in school. And she just didn't like me. And I didn't know if I liked her, so I didn't like her. Because you know me. If you don't like me, bitch, I don't like your bitch ass either. We ain't gonna like each other forever. And
forever.
She gets pregnant. She has this beautiful girl who's my goddaughter. And I go up to the hospital.
Wait, so how did you end up being the godfather if you and the girl didn't like each other?
Because he wanted me to be the godfather.
Oh. Veto. All right.
And I come the day she had the baby, because I'm trying to be cool with her during the pregnancy. Like I'm doing stuff for them both. I'm helping her out. And she what did she do? The day she had the baby, I go up to the hospital, and if you have a baby and I come to the hospital to see you, I'm bringing a gift. I just do that. I'm gonna bring you something. Like I'll bring something for you, something for the baby, because that's just what I do. And she felt a way because none of her friends did that. And that's how I became the godfather too. Because she was like, well, your friend really does care about you. And he cares about our daughter. So, yeah, it's cool. So,
damn.
We kind of get cool a little bit.
It must suck to have pushed a human out of your vagina and then realize your friends are not that great.
Right.
I mean, if this was in high school, I mean,
we were out of high school by then. This is like a year after.
Well, I mean, I would say, I mean, they may have been young enough that they didn't know no better, but still, that has to be a shitty feeling when your walls are down.
Gone for a little bit.
They have been destroyed.
And don't try to rebuild them.
And you sitting there like, and my bitches ain't gonna bring me no motherfucking gifts.
Right.
Not even a 2-piece from Popeyes. Like, I gotta sit up and eat this motherfucking Jell-O and ice chips and shit. Right. Anyway, sorry.
So, continue. I become the godfather. They get into it a lot. Like, they fight so much that they need counseling. Their counseling comes in the form of my parents. Because my parents are the shit. So they're walking around my parents' white-ass neighborhood, arguing around the lake. And then my parents have to come out and talk to them. And everything is cool. So they finally, decide, you know what, this is, going to work. They break up or whatever. But this whole time, me and him are still friends. That's still my nigga. That's my dog. You can't. So, me getting into my feelings, I kind of finally tell him that
that was not what I thought you were going to say, but tell me more.
So I tell him that, hey, I have feelings for dudes a little bit because I didn't know what I was doing back then. Mm-hmm. I don't have feelings for you.
Was that a lie?
No, it wasn't, because by this time I'm over it.
Okay.
I'm just like, that's my friend,
Okay.
There's no, I don't like you like that no more. Even though you still smell good, you still look good, and you're still tall and this and that, but I didn't care no more. And he was like, well, I'm still your friend. You're still my dog. We're still going to be cool. And we continued to be cool. We kind of fell off, but it wasn't a falling off to the point that if I see him, we're not going to talk. I still have his number. He has my number. We talk every so often or whatever. But he and our friendship kind of did dip from that day a little bit. Mm-hmm. But he still has my back and I still have his back. And now in 2017, we're in a good place. As friends. I might text him sometime this week just to text him just because I got the number. What did I learn from this? Lord, I learned a lot. Because I learned really early that fuck straight niggas. If your ass is straight, we ain't got nothing to talk about but bullshit. Cars, paint, some bullshit. We ain't got to... I'm not finna try to pursue you. Me,
right?
I have not been one of those people to be like, okay, this nigga's straight. Let me see if I can turn him out. No. It's not gonna happen over here. If you want to be straight, if you even want to be fake straight, you can be fake straight over there. Give me the gay nigga so that I can have somebody that's already comfortable in who they are, so I don't have to deal with the fallout of now you this gay nigga. You want to go to the club every week because you're out. I don't got time for that shit. I want somebody that's already did that shit so we can go on about our business.
Or the opposite, going through trials and tribulations because they can't accept who they are.
Exactly.
Or they can't even figure out who they are. They don't know if they only like men or if they like women too. They for some reason bisexual for men just doesn't register. Like, you can like both. That is a thing. But I get what you mean.
And I also learned that some people are put in your life for certain reasons, and you shouldn't just throw them away because you feel like this isn't for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because he was straight, and I knew he was straight, and when I was at the point where I was done with him being straight and me not liking him anymore, I didn't throw him away like, that's not my friend no more.
Right.
I kept him as a friend, and we've been through a lot together, like a lot of things on both sides, that I'm grateful for him being there when I could have been gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have been gone, he could have been gone, we could have went our separate ways years ago.
Aww, this is so heartwarming.
But another thing
And another thing,
gay people and straight people can coexist, and it does not have to be motherfucking sexual.
It does not.
Just because you see a gay dude with a straight dude, that does not mean they're together. They're just friends. Don't sit around here and say, oh, well, this motherfucker gay now because I see him hanging around with this motherfucker. And that motherfucker over there, I seen him hang. That's not what it is. You can have friends of the, what's the word? It's not opposite sex because they really not the opposite sex. What is it called? Of opposite sexualities.
Yeah.
There we go.
Opposite sexual orientation.
There we go, because y'all know I'm drunk. And still be cool. You don't have to sit around and be like, well, I can't be friends with you no more because you're gay. Or I can't be friends no more with you because you're straight.
Right.
Y'all can still be friends. I mean, it's not like that. Just let them know, hey, we ain't finna rock like that, and we good.
Right.
Respectfully, though.
Respectfully. And that really is a lesson to, this is a side note, but a lesson to, how you treat and how you navigate friends that you may be attracted to. Because a lot of people, I feel like they find that hard to do what you just said because they cannot separate the attraction from the friendship. And they feel like they should go hand in hand. And that's not how that works.
Like your dusty ass.
Nope. They not.
And it's okay.
And if you like you know what, I'm not even going to say that.
Might as well.
No. So, was that it? I think that's it for the stories.
Yeah.
I was debating on whether or not I wanted to tell this story, but now I decided that I'm going to tell it. This doesn't have anything to do with the topic. This is just something that happened to me like last night.
Come on with the last night story.
So last night, and this is not a gay story.
It doesn't have to be. It's a side story.
So last night I decided to go
to the bathhouse.
Ew, gross. Are you insane?
No, I'm not.
Let me not say that because never mind. Anyway,
do tell.
That's not the story that we're telling on today.
But we will tell this story.
No, we won't. Well, maybe.
We will.
Probably.
We more than likely. I'll get him enough alcohol. He'll tell it.
No, I'll probably tell it willingly. So anyway, last night I decided to drive Uber for the first time. And before you have anything to say, I'm preface that by saying Uber is the only thing we have in Houston. We don't have Lyft. I don't want to hear no shit. Don't at me, bitch. Or non-bitch. Whatever you decide to be. So I drive Uber for the first time last night. I go and pick these girls up from this club that's not too far from my house right there on Southmore. 3 girls, they're drunk.
As fuck, yes.
One of them was drunk as fuck. The other 2, they seemed like they had a good time.
A little tip.
So they come, and there's this guy with them. So I thought it was 4 people.
They getting all in your truck?
So the 3 girls get into the truck, and then the girl that called the Uber, she got into the passenger side.
My best friend's ride trying to holler at me?
No, what? You retarded. And so this guy, and the girls were young. Like, they had to have been like 20. They couldn't have been older than 25. And the guy was old because he had, like a gray ass goat beard.
Was he like a singing old man? You know how old men sing?
No, he was that.
Hello, my name.
No, he wasn't like Mr. Brown from the Tyler Perry.
Okay, he wasn't that old.
He was that creepy ass uncle that can't go away from the young girls.
Creepy thin men. I remember they kept calling that man that on Charlie's Angels.
Oh yeah.
And his name in the credits is like Creepy Thin Man.
Right.
Anyway,
I don't think he ever had a name.
No, it was Creepy Thin Man.
Anyway, so he looks at me and he's like, make sure they get home safe. So I'm thinking that they know this man. But the vibe changes immediately, and the girls are like, okay, thanks. Like, And he was so he was telling the girl in the passenger seat, he was like, don't be like that with your pretty self. And the drunk girl in the back seat was like, leave us alone! We ready to go! So finally,
she is me, I am her.
Finally, he gets the point, close the door, and we drive off. So we drive and trying to get to the freeway, and the girl in the passenger seat is like, you sure are driving slow.
Bitch, get out of my car.
And the girl in the back was like, he driving fast. What you talking about? And I was like, ma'am, we're in a residential area. Like I can't be speed racing this bitch. Anyway, we keep driving. So we get on the freeway, and they started chattering, and that's how I knew they were young, by the conversation that they were having. And so I kind of tuned out because I was like, y'all talking about being stuck on me, and I'm kind of off that. I mean, not that I'm in the conversation anyway. So, but then my ears perk up when I hear two words that made me say, "Oh, hell no."
Pussy juice. Throw up. Oh, bitch, no. Not up in my car.
I was like, listen. I was like, there is no way that my first time taking my truck out for Uber, a bitch is gonna throw up in my shit.
Bitch, Trelificent drives a motherfucking BMW. That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay.
And if you throw up in my motherfucking black man's
I could drive a Daewoo, and if you throw up in my Daewoo, we gonna have a motherfucking problem. All right? If I'm on a bike and some of your shit gets on my wheel.
I was just about to say that. I was just about to say that.
If I'm walking and throw up, get on my shoe. Listen.
Now, if you walk and throw up on your shoe, you need to have a fucking problem. Bitch, what the fuck all this goddamn
Exactly. So I'm just like, oh. And I'm on 16 and I'm trying to look behind me and make sure this bitch ain't up chucking. And I'm trying to make sure we ain't gonna crash. And this bitch next to me is like, sir, you need to get off on Kirby. And then the girl in the back is like, well, do you have a bag? And I'm like, oh. So then I have these things in my truck. They're like I don't know if they're like sun guards. Anyway, there's these screens that go up on the back windows.
Right.
So they let the window down and they're like, sir, you need to let the screens down. And I'm like, fucking hey, they's drunk and oh Jesus, if she throw up on this screen. I'm like, the screen's a manual. You need to pull up and I'm trying to and again, still trying to drive and tell them what to do. So they get it down, and then the excitement dies down. So I'm thinking it was a false, a false upchuck. It was a false throw.
Bitch, you better burp.
I thought that's what she did, and I heard her spit. So I was like, because you know how sometimes you feel like you need to throw up, and your mouth get a little wet, and then you spit, and you be like, I'm good. Let me go get some ribs or something. So we're driving, and the GPS is giving me a weird way to go. And they were like, well, you need to get off on this. You should have got off on this street. And I'm like, well, it's too late. I'm following the GPS because I couldn't see the end destination when I accepted it. So we ended up in the parking lot of that Chacho's on 610. So then they're like, how about Chacho's?
Of course. Like, you have to get Chacho's or Whataburger if you're drunk.
I'm like, oh my God.
A given.
And they're like, well, can you take us to the Chacho's? How does that work? And I'm like, I think that the meter still runs, but I'm not 100% sure. But the line was long. So I was like, and they were like, no, we're not going to wait. So I dropped them off.
Did you go back to Chacho's? Because I would have went right back to Chacho's.
No,
my black
I didn't. Here's why. So I pulled in to the apartment complex, and it was like, the way it was set up, it was one of those little indents of parking where you can't really, it's not enough space to back up or to do a turn so you can get out the other way. So I backed out. I turn and I look over my shoulder so I can put it in reverse, and my back window looks a little weird. And I'm like,
this bitch threw up on your back window?
Listen.
Bitch, I would have went back to her house.
And I'm like, why is the window so cloudy? And then because the wind
cleaned my fucking truck.
It was on the outside.
I don't care if it was on the floor, outside of the car.
By this time, they were already, because it was an apartment complex, so I didn't even look to see where they went. I didn't even know it was there until I backed out.
Every door until I found that white hoe.
Who said they were white?
Black hoe, Mexican hoe,
bye,
Asian hoe, whatever kind of hoe it was.
He would have done all of that.
Shit.
Because this is Houston. You knock on people's door like that in the middle of the night, and your ass gonna get shot.
Shoot me, bitch.
And they will.
You better hope I don't. You better hope I die.
And you will.
I better.
You probably will.
I better.
R.I.P. Nigga. R.I.P. Shit. Anyway, Chelshire will be being extra. So yeah, I saw that and I was like, so my first time. It's like, it reminded me of like the first time you like bottom and it's just like, You know, you just
No.
like, well, we know you don't know you and your
Don't
pussy
even
issues.
say it. Better not fucking say it ever again. God damn it.
You and your
Shut
puss
up.
issues, your
How about
bissues. So yeah, that was just a nice little story for y'all to laugh or not. I mean, it was gross. And I was just like, this bitch really threw up on my motherfucking windows. And so I turned my Uber off because I was like, well, I can't pick up nobody with my truck smelling like human dumpster juice because this bitch on my shit.
This bitch threw up on your car. Let's find it out.
I mean,
we can go sit. We can post up right up at the.
I couldn't be
complex
mad because number one, I didn't have. So at least she threw up outside of the truck, and the reason why I got on the windows like that is because I was on the freeway, and I was driving fast.
So it would have.
So it would have done that anyway.
Right.
But I was just like, the first time I say yes, you telling me, like, really? It was too much. Anyway, so that ends this episode of Gay Side Stories and an extra Uber story for you guys. You're welcome. If you have a gay side story or some wisdom that you want to share, you can always submit those to us at gaysidestories@gmail.com. We might even talk about it on the show. If it's a good story, we will probably use it for an episode. We're planning on doing a series of shows for your first time and your coming out stories. So we definitely want you to send us those. Make sure you put in the subject line that it's a first time story or a coming out story.
Just so that we can.
It's easy to sort.
It's easy to sort.
Y'all know how Gmail work. Y'all know how email work. Please put something in the subject line that will not have it caught by the spam filters and all that bullshit. Our other series of shows that we're going to do is what I like to call Tales from the Jack Side. So these are interesting stories or encounters that you've had on dating and hookup apps. It does not have to be specifically jacked. Jack just flowed in that little thing that I came up with. It can be A for A. It can be, what else is there?
B for B, C for C. Y'all know the shit.
Yeah, cock for cock, black for black, whatever. You can send those to us too. It's gaysidestories@gmail.com. You can also go to gaysidestories.com/contact. There's a contact form where you can send that information to us. Please subscribe on
iTunes,
SoundCloud, Stitcher, or Google Music. Make sure you subscribe so that you get the new episodes automatically.
And share with your friends.
Please share. That's how we grow. It's not enough for you to just like it and then move on with your day. We need you to share so that more people can see, more people can listen. We can get some more feedback. We can get some stories, and we can start really getting some audience or participation. So again, make sure you subscribe, share, rate, and comment on any of those. You can follow us, the show, on social media. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook as Gay Side Stories, and we're on Tumblr as the gaysidestories.tumblr.com because there's somebody who has the regular gay side stuff. Whatever. Fuck them.
We didn't beat her up so many times.
Right. Chelshire, where can they find you?
You can find me in the club. I'm playing.
I knew you were gonna do that.
You can find me at Chelshire pretty much everywhere. On Twitter, I'm Chelshire. On Instagram, I'm Chelshire _ Tumblr, I'm Chelshire. Periscope, I'm Chelshire. Snapchat, I found that I'm not Chelshire. I'm Jamie, Jayme, because my mama wants to name me the real way to spell Jamie _ Chelshire, which is CHELSHIRE. That is me. Because Chelshire on Snapchat is somebody with a baby. We found out.
It's not somebody they had a baby emoji next to their name, and I don't know what that means.
That may be, I don't know.
I think that might mean that their account is. I don't know what that means, but it wasn't you.
It's not me.
Sorry, whoever that is.
Where else can you? That's pretty much everywhere. You can find me as Chelshire. You hit me up, I'll hit you up. What's up? And what about you, Trilificent?
You can find me on social media. I am Trilificent on everything: Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Tumblr, Periscope, And you can email me at trilificent@gmail.com. You can go to gaysidestories.com for all of this information and more. There's host bios. There's a Bar Chelshire page where you can see the drinks that we've been having every week.
These wonderful drinks, yeah.
Yeah, they have been good. And the thing that I like about the Bar Chelshire drinks is that they're nice and simple and they get you fucked up. And that's really, what more do you need in a drink?
Right.
What more do you need?
Who you call? We're back against the wall, you wall against the back. Who you call?
Oh,
hey, who you call?
Last thing, if you guys know of any blogs or sites that feature LGBTQ news that specifically pertains to people of color, please send me those links to the email or use the contact form. I really want to find some of those so that I can see news that pertains to us, and maybe I will feature that as a segment on the show just so that we can see some stuff for us. The show is for everybody in the community. I know that it's two gay black men doing this show, but we really want to be inclusive. We really want to hear and see and tell stories from other people. So, we want to hear from our bisexual men and women. We want to hear from our lesbian sisters. We want to hear from our trans brothers and sisters.
Even our straight ones.
Even our straight ones. Like I say, straight people, if you listen to this and you have any questions, feel free to email those questions to us. We're going to do another episode like we did where we just went through a bunch of questions and talked about that stuff. Really just whatever it is, if you just want to email us, send us your schooling life. Your schooling life could be a song, it could be a poem, a book, TV show, news, a movie, whatever it is that you want to send, just so, give us something that helps you get through the week and you want to say that helps us get through the week. And with that, I don't think I have anything else. Chelshire, you have anything else?
I don't have a damn thing.
I ain't got shit.
Bitch.
I was trying to think is that a song? Anyway, this episode is done. Thanks, guys, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye y'all.